Hey everybody, Chris Stegall here with MK Partners. I'm joined today by Jessie and Cynthia. Hey gang.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
And we were going to hop on to do a little technical test of the live streaming and getting the audio to work. But the good news is it works. I figured it out before we went
Hey.
live today. So
Yay.
instead, we can talk about an exciting thing in the world of Salesforce that hit everybody's inboxes this morning. Uh, Prioritization is live on the IdeaExchange. So, for those of you that don't know, the IdeaExchange is where Trailblazers all around the world can make their recommendations and suggestions for features and functionality they would like to see on the platform. Um, it's where some of our favorite features have begun their life. You will suggest the night. Basically, it usually looks something like I ask the Trailblazer community, hey, how do I do this in Marketing Cloud? And the Trailblazer community says, oh, man, you can't do that, but we would love to see that someday. There's actually an idea on the IdeaExchange already, and you could vote for it. And so then you do vote for it. And actually, I'll show you where those ideas live here. As you can see, we are on ideas.salesforce.com. And today we'll be spending a lot of time at this slash prioritization page. But here you can see all of the ideas. You can break them down by categories and you can see how many points they have. The more points they have, the further up the list they should move, or the more likely they should be to be added to the product roadmap. So that is essentially the beginning of the life cycle. Somebody puts an idea out there, people vote for it. Once an idea has enough votes, it gets moved into prioritization, which is where Salesforce has said, hey, all of these ideas are great. They're all going to make it onto the roadmap, but we only have so many developers. Where should we start? And we get 2 weeks to vote. So this cycle for January 24 opens today, January 26th. It closes in 2 weeks, February 9th. And you'll see here we have some categories: API manager, authorization and permissions, etc. And you'll see these coins next to them. That's essentially the currency that we use to cast our votes. So if I were to go into understand and troubleshoot user access, I take a look at these and I say, insufficient privileges. Tell me why. I click on that one and I can see, it takes you to the idea, right? And it says, I often get messages from my users saying they can't access a certain page, object report. When we were, 10 employees, it was easy, but now we've grown. And it takes me a couple hours to figure out exactly why they can't see the thing they want to see, because privileges and permissions all live in all these different areas. And so what Salesforce is considering is an assistant where you can go through natural language to troubleshoot user access issues. It will tell you why the user in question can't access the object record field, etc., and what you can change to grant access. So to me, that sounds tremendously helpful. So I might come in here, click prioritize ideas, and here you'll see I have 100 coins. I can go ahead and spend some of those on that idea. And
I feel like this is something that one of the AI newest services or add-ons to existing process probably gonna be able to tackle. I just felt the way they were an assistant. It's kind of what they've been mentioning since Dreamforce and since the AI Day kicked off last year. So I really feel like they have the resources to actually make this happen. It'd be pretty cool to kind of have like a little assistant guiding you along the way as you're an admin or a user that needs to go ahead and help get somebody set up and accessing the correct pages within the org.
yeah, and it looks like my submit final choices is grayed out. So it looks like either this is operating a little bit differently than it did in the past, or I misunderstood how it worked in the past and may have not used all of my coins, because the sense that I'm getting here is we either get 100 coins for each of these categories, or we only get 100 coins and have to pick a specific category. But let's go ahead and, see, now you can see my 20 coins applied there. Let's do finish prioritizing. And let's take a look at what each of these are. So we've got Access summary on user, easily understand what a user has access to. That I also like. Where is a public group used? Easily understand where a public group is used. To me, personally, I think the user summary and the insufficient privileges are worth the most effort. And honestly, I am partial to the insufficient privileges. Tell me why, just from a troubleshooting perspective.
Yeah.
So let me prioritize mine that way. Now I see I've spent 100 coins, submit final choices, and we'll see. Yeah, so it looks like we get 100 coins per category. So folks, anytime in the next 2 weeks, you can come in here, you can say, okay, let me look at the API ideas, and you'll get 100 coins per section. So do be sure to go ahead and allocate those. And if you have users that don't have strong opinions, but you do, maybe write a little email to all your users that says, hey, please go to this link. Please vote for the ones that I voted for. Please use your coins to support me. Um, but yeah, that's it's one of those things that is exciting. That's fairly uniquely Salesforce. And I think a couple things that I really enjoy about it are that they show you the effort level required. So we can see these are all considered medium effort. On the previous page, a lot of those were considered high effort. So you can also sort of take into account if you know something's going to be really hard to do, maybe put more coins into it. But it's nice to be able to have this kind of influence over the project roadmap at Salesforce.
I'm also noticing that there's actually an estimated availability for one of the releases, whether or not it gets picked. So I don't know how accurate that is, but it's pretty cool to see summer 25, spring 25. That's not too far along the way because we're already past. We did the spring 24. So
Yeah,
we're
Spring
looking.
24 pilot weekend was 2 weeks ago, and it should be in everybody else's org in the next couple of
Yep.
weeks. So
Hmm.
yeah, these are all looking to be, within the next year, year and a half, typically. Um, and yeah, I feel like I thought that there was going to be more sort of weaning down the choices here because I thought we only had 100 coins total, but we have 100 coins per section. So I feel like there's plenty to go around. We're going to get lots of these ideas.
Now, I had a question. Would these ideas get updated if more of the existing ones get more votes in, or is this pretty much locked in and these are the ones you have to pick for January? I'm assuming would there be like a February edition where you pick some more ideas for February, March, etc., or is it mostly like once every 3, 4 quarters or three
Yeah, I was
quarters?
These,
curious how often it happened.
that is a really good question. These are these are locked in for right now in the sense that Jesse, no more ideas from the IdeaExchange will be moved into
Makes
these
sense.
categories for voting. These are what we have for the next 2 weeks. And then Cynthia, in terms of frequency, that is a really good question. I know that in the past, when I pulled up my previous video on prioritization, it was also a January post. Um, so based on those, it may be the kind of thing that only happens at the start of the year, but I, for some reason, was kind of under the impression that it happened in line with each of the releases. So let me see if I can find out. Actually, let's go ahead and check out the frequently asked questions. Prioritization. When does prioritization happen? 3 times a year. Okay. So each release cycle will also coincide with a prioritization cycle. And then, you know, obviously, the things that are voted on are never going to be a part of the release cycle that is currently happening because that would be such a short turnaround. But it is a good reminder that every time a Salesforce release is on the horizon, we're also about to be voting on our priorities on the IdeaExchange.
This is wonderful.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like I get really excited about 3 times a year, and then it's just long enough between them that I forget it exists, and then I get the email and I go, "It's happening! It's happening!" Uh, so yeah, I feel like it's honestly pretty straightforward. I thought there would be more to discuss on this call, uh, but like if you guys have any questions, and obviously if there are any viewers that have any questions, feel free to throw them into the comments now. Um, but yeah, I think all it's really left to do is for us to get spending our coins, voting on things. And Jesse and Cynthia and I think we will probably in the next week be in our best interest to put together a blog post on our
Nice.
picks for top ideas and do a little bit of campaigning and see if we can get some other
Hmm.
Trailblazers to support the features, updates, and upgrades that we are most looking forward to.
Yep, most definitely. This is a great thing to know, especially figuring out where the ideas come from. As you mentioned before, Trailblazers contribute to the future releases of Salesforce and its product line. So it's great to see this and familiarize itself more and more.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'll throw that URL on the screen one more time, and I will, of course, go ahead and toss it into the description on this video once it, populates and lives forever in non-live format. I do want to thank folks for tuning in. If you caught us in what was going to be a tech test turned prioritization video, do be sure to like and subscribe to our channel here. We do regular updates on Salesforce news, tips, tricks. In the middle of a release cycle like this, usually we do some release highlights. We're also, do our weekly videos with Q&A with Matt K, where you can see some in-platform troubleshooting happen live and unedited. Well, not live, but unedited, and live videos like this. And then I think our next big event, Jesse, is TDX,
Yep.
Trailblazer DX in San Francisco, the week of March 6th and 7th. And we will be doing more live videos there from the floor in San Francisco. So thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Cynthia. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.